Namaste to all. Time and again, an important question comes to me always in the YouTube that if you say that Almighty God is omnipresent as per Vedas, then that means God is also present inside the idol. Then why idol worship is prohibited in the Vedas? Or why I cannot do idol worship? Because God is present inside the idol also. I am imagining that idol to be Almighty God because God is omnipresent. So why can't I do idol worship is the question again and again that comes to me. I have tried to clarify this point in many of my videos earlier. Again, I want to clarify with some more points. So number one is doing idol worship is a personal belief. If somebody wants to do idol worship, they can go ahead to do idol worship at their own accord, which is against the knowledge of Vedas, which is against the Almighty God. It is their own wish. They can do idol worship. That's not a problem. I am not condemning idol worship. What I say is, this is what Vedas say. So if we have to obey Almighty God, we should not do idol worship. This is what I have been telling in my channel. So doing idol worship is a personal choice, number one. And number two, many people have challenged me, are you superior than Madhavacharya? Are you superior than Ramanujacharya? Are you superior than Shankaracharya? Those great people have told nothing against idol worship. In fact, they have built temples of Sri Ram or Shiva or Shivaling temples, etc. They have built, or Ambika, Durga temple they have built. That means they are accepting idol worship. Who are you to deny it? Again, we have to go to the fundamentals. Prataksha, Anuman, Agama, Pramanani. In the proof, in the Praman, there is a very clear proof of Agama Praman. Agama Praman means the proof of the Vedas are needed to confirm whether somebody is doing right or wrong, or somebody is doing as per Almighty God's advice in the Vedas or not, is very much needed. So if somebody is building the temple, be it anybody else, we have to tally that activity with the Vedas. If Vedas promote it, yes, they are doing a pious deed. If Vedas do not promote it, even if it is Shankaracharya or anybody Acharya, we must try to go towards Almighty God, not away from Him. Please understand that. So I am not challenging Shankaracharya, Madhavacharya. It is not my business also. That is not my concern also. I am just telling to you that this is what Vedas says. It is up to you to follow him or follow anybody else. Now coming to the important point. See, the question is, you say that God is omnipresent, so God is even present inside the idol, so why can't I do idol worship? See, God is omnipresent is known by what authority? It is not known by the authority because I am saying. God is omnipresent, the authoritative statement is coming from the Vedas. God says, Pariyagat, I am omnipresent. But God does not say only that statement. Just to say, taking that only one word from the mantra saying that God is omnipresent, so any idol is also okay, is not right. God says in that mantra, I do not have a body, Akayam. Avrinam, you cannot do drilling inside me. You can do drilling in the idol. And further God says, Asna Virang, I do not have a nervous system, I do not have lungs, I do not have respiratory system, I do not have body, I do not have tissue, cells or blood, etc., etc., blood vessels. These are not there in the God. So that means when we are putting an idol, we are putting an idol of, let's say, Sri Ram or Sri Krishna or Durga or Ambika, anybody else. We are putting the idol of a person who had nervous system, who had respiratory system, who had blood vessels, blood, everything they had. So that is why their body was formed. So we are putting the idol of those people, whereas God says, I do not have these things. So we have to understand that idol is not God. But you can say, yeah, idol is not God, but inside the idol there is Almighty God. That could be your point. Yeah, inside the idol there is an Almighty God, but you are worshipping the idol. You are putting Archana, Aradhana, Abhisheka to the idol, not to the God inside it. God is inside us also, right? So why don't we follow the Vedic tradition? Yoga Chitta Vritti Nirodha. Why don't we control our senses? Why don't we do pious deeds? Why don't we control our mind and do worship of Almighty God by name jap? Why don't we serve an Acharya, thereby we have the opportunity to further control our senses? Why don't we do Agnihotra every day so that we can do the stuti of Almighty God? These are the practices given by Almighty God for easiness to control the mind. By doing everyday Agnihotra, that is by stuti, we can control our mind. When we control our mind, we will not get stuck into the Maya. We will not get stuck into the outside worldly affairs. We will get stuck inside us. So God says, Yoga Chitta Vritti Nirodha, Patanjali Muni says. That means Almighty God is within us. We need not go in search of idols. Somebody says idol worship is like LKG, UKG, first standard. You cannot directly go to PhD level where you can worship formless Almighty God. No, this is not what God said. God says in the Vedas that my rules, my regulations as per Vedas are unchangeable, unchallengeable, undeniable. And even a yogi who has realized me, and even a yogi who is always in my bliss, cannot change my rules of Vedas, as told in Rig Veda 3rd Mandal, 56th Sukta, 1st mantra. So why should we take a challenge against Almighty God to prove that is Almighty God, which is told by Almighty God that is not Almighty God? This challenge, why should we do it? Just because that somebody has written in a book that Shankaracharya or Madhavacharya, whoever that Sri Rama is Almighty God, if he has written, it is based on his own knowledge, which is not tallying with Vedas. So should we go to Vedas or should we follow them is our own personal wish. But as per me, if I am understanding both the philosophies, I will know, okay, this is from Almighty God. And there is an alive yogi who has realized that Almighty God, who is saying that when a yogi realizes Samadhi, he realizes the knowledge of Vedas in Samadhi. So he can never write a book against the Vedas. So if somebody has written a book, why should we follow that book which is against the Vedas? Is the fundamental we should understand. And lastly, we should understand one more point. In the temples, we see they are installing the idols. That means they are doing prana pratishta as per Agama Shastras. Agama Shastras does not tally with Vedas. I have made a separate video. You can see in my playlist Common Misconceptions. So they are saying prana pratishta. God is omnipresent, Veda says. That means that idol already has inside the idol, Almighty God is already there. What prana pratishta you are doing? People say that I am making the idol alive. If the idol is alive, idol will blink the eyes, it will hear, it will walk, it will talk, it will get hungry. All these things will happen if somebody is alive, somebody has prana inside them. Every prani has their own system of respiration, has their own system of eating food, consuming food, etc. Every prani. But the idol cannot, we cannot do prana pratishta in the idol. Even Almighty God says in the Vedas, Bhu iti vai pranaha. I can give you the prana only in the womb of the mother. Even Almighty God cannot give prana to the idol. Please understand that, because that system does not exist within the idol where it has the nervous system or flow, other liquids inside the body, etc. Or the air can go inside and come outside and there is a Jivatma inside. Even God cannot do it. How can we do that activity? This is going against Almighty God. So we must understand. So this video is not to hurt people who are going to temple. I'm again and again saying it is your own wish you can go to temple. Some people tell me that yes, I understand that God is not in the temple, idol worship is wrong, but if I go to temple there is a positive energy coming. If I go to temple there is a good vibration coming. Please understand, if your life is not going to change because you are going to have the result of your bad karma in the next birth, because you do not understand it, you are saying that this is positive energy. Try to do everyday homa at home. Try to do everyday Agnihotra, or whenever time is there, go to an Acharya and try to do yajna with him. Try to listen Vedas from him and try to implement in the life. That will give you positivity in this life and the next life. Nishreyascha abhyudena. Rishi says, Nishreyascha, dharma is that thing which will give you happiness not only in this life, but it will give you moksha in the next life also. That means happiness in the next life also. Or it will give you moksha so that you are always in the mukti. That is called as dharma. That is called as Sanatan Dharma. And that Sanatan Dharma says, Almighty God does not have a form, so do not do idol worship. And lastly, many people have told that you are supporting to Muslims. Your videos are supporting to Muslims. I have always told that I don't support Muslims or Islam or Christianity or Hinduism, etc. I don't support any religion because the religions are man-made. And even if some Muslim like Zakir Naik says that we should not do idol worship because God is not idol, that does not mean that I support Zakir Naik. I just tell you the Vedic view, because Zakir Naik is having inside his mind that God is Allah, whereas Vedas do not tally with that belief. What is Vedas? We have to follow the path. It is not, it is not that I am supporting the Islam religion, etc. by saying that idol worship is wrong. I am completely supporting and following and trying to promote only the Vedic Sanatan Dharma. Thank you so much. Namaste. Om.